Okay, we're back with Nite Team 4. We're going to finish up these last 3 tutorial missions. We got Man in the Middle, Aircrack, and Newstreamlive. I'm just going to go ahead and let the NPCs in the game explain these to you.
Things are going to get challenging quickly, so just stay calm, follow the instructions, and try not screw anything up as we dive into signal interception. There's a lot to learn about the act of spying on someone else's communication and network activity, so I've created an entire training course around it. But for now, let's just get the basics down. The man in the middle attack strategy. If you perform well here, I'll invite you to my signal intelligence training course and we can get deep into it.
Alright, here we go. So man in the middle basically is what it sounds like. You have 2 computers that are trying to talk to each other, and you try to intercept the communications going on in between those 2. Instead of hacking into one or the other, you just stick something in the middle that intercepts those communications. At least that's what I think it is. So let's let Agent Dylan explain it to us.
Intercepting user activity on a network is much easier than you think. Our man-in-the-middle module is based on various technologies you may have heard of before, like Aircrack and Wireshark. We want to put ourselves between a user and a router or another device that carry network traffic. All we need for a successful man-in-the-middle attack is an active Turbine C2 card connection and a valid victim IP. I've added Dialog's VPN in your inventory so you can connect to their network. The man-in-the-middle module is the second icon at the bottom of your screen. Open it and select an ARP poisoning attack. On the left side, choose the following victim IP, 192.168.1.66. On the right side, use the company router's IP, 192.168.1.1. Once you're in, use the URL snapper to see the network activity and wait for an important URL to show up.
Oh, that was a lot of stuff. So we need to connect to the Turbine C2. I believe we already have the card for it. Open the man in the middle module, select ARP poisoning, scan for host, then select the 192.168.1.66 for the victim, 1.1 for the router, start listening, then launch the URL snapper, and wait for an important URL. It's a lot of stuff. Let's get busy. So the first thing we need to do is connect to Dialog, and we already have it connected, or we already have the card for it.
Connection completed.
So we didn't have to do that hacking. So now we have to do the man in the middle. He said it's the second icon here, so it should be this one. And he said to do, you see we have 2 different types of stuff we can do up here. Only 2 of them are unlocked. He said to do ARP poisoning. So scan for host. I don't have to do any typing on this one. So here's the victim, and on this one he said to do 166 for the victim, and then over here we're going to do the router. Okay, so this is the computer and this is the router. We're trying to intercept communications going between the victim and the router. See if we can pick up some URLs. So we're going to start listening. Guess we're supposed to be on the URL snapper. Okay, waiting to intercept URLs. Intranet dialogue.net. I guess we need to save that one. I'm not sure. It's going to bring up a lot more of them. It says back to certification. Guess I could just let it keep running. We might have to do it again. Hopefully not. Let's go back to certification and see what they have to say for us.
Another way to deploy a man-in-the-middle attack is through LLMNR poisoning. It can intercept password hashes. Not actual plain text passwords, but the encrypted versions. Launch an LLMNR poisoning using the following IP for the victim, 192.168.11.144, and the same IP for the router, 192.168.1.1. You will intercept the password hash using the packet sniffer.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're connected to Dialog support and we need to hack into it. We know that we're looking for intranet.dialog.net, so we're going to run a host fingerprint on it. So we're going to fingerprint it, looking for any vulnerabilities. We're looking for intranet.dialog.net. There we go. Let's see if we can find any technologies that are vulnerable. Looks like we found at least one. Hopefully it'll be something that has a vulnerability we can exploit. And so Akami is the technology. So Control C. So now we need to see if we have a exploit that'll work on that. So search exploit Akame. Alright, Akame client. So TCP/IP spoofed refer. So we want TCP/IP content spoofing on internetdialogue.net. So Fox Acid. The delivery is going to be TCP/IP exploit. We'll use. Does it tell us which one we want to use? Spoofed referrer header. So that's content spoofing. Rootkit. We're going to use after midnight because it sounds so cool. Doesn't tell us to use a specific. Okay, so target URL is going to be internetdialogue.net, and it's already filled in the rest for us. So let's go ahead and launch this.
Acid attack launched.
All right, so let's see if this goes through each step by step. All right, so now we have access to the Dialogue intranet.
Connection completed.
So now that we're in there, what was our next step? I believe we need to launch man in the middle again. So select one. All right, so we need to launch man in the middle again. And this time we're using LMMR poisoning. And 144, we're going after the IT department. And again, we're going after the router. Okay, so we're going to start listening. And I forgot what they said to use. Do we want to use the packet sniffer? Yeah, we're using the packet sniffer because we're looking for a password hash.
Initiated.
Remember, the password hash is the encrypted version of the password. So there is the password, and it's said to copy this to our database. I mean, copy this to our notepad. So I'm going to Control C it. That's somebody's hashed password. So back to certification. All right.
The learning curve for the certification is rather steep, so grab your cleats and let's get climbing. We're going to combine 3 modules: the man in the middle, Active Directory, and the password attack. You'll be fine, just don't look down. First, intercept the password hash. I'll give you the IPs again. For the victim, it's 192.168.11.144, and for the router, it's 192.168.1.1. After that, get in their Active Directory and look for their password policies. As the final step, launch the password attack module using the hash mode. Fill out the company password policies and crack the password. See you at the peak, and good luck.
Okay, so the first thing we gotta do is figure out where their Active Directory is, so we can use that using the WMI scanner. And while we're connected, we're gonna do net scan, and that'll tell us where we can find the Active Directory. And it looks like we're in ERP_dialogue AD. So we're gonna go to information gathering, Active Directory. Type in that. Why did Eric come from? So ERP. So we need dialogue_AD. I typed in the hashes backwards. It needs to be like this. I mean the slashes, hashes, whatever you want to call them. There we go. Rookie mistake. So we got to find their policies. Password policy. Encryption is NTLM number and symbol. NTLM number. We're just writing these down in case we need them. NTLM number and symbol. So now we need to open the password attack module.
Password attack.
So provide the URL.
Initiated.
We need password hash. So we're going to copy in that hash that we found. So there's that hash. We didn't have to put in a URL because we have the hash. The hash contains the URL that it's as the username and the area it goes to. Copy and then paste in the field and then launch. Here we go. Okay, so we know it's NTLM. We can't just choose NTLM by itself. We have to use John the Ripper, NTLM, and its number and symbol. There is no number and symbol. policy config at least one uppercase, at least one symbol, reverse characters, swap first two characters. Oh, so we have to put in some extra stuff up here. This was our problem. So under policy config, see, it didn't tell us about this stuff. Under policy config, we knew that they had to have at least one number and at least one symbol. Okay. So, and it didn't tell us anything else. So that's going to give us a 35. I don't know what the reshuffle means. But so I don't know what that means. So we're just going to go with Rock You, go with John the Ripper with these things passed in there, and we know it's NTLM. So that gives us 7.4 million passwords it can try. All right, so let's give it a shot.
Attack launched.
There we go. That was our issue. Nobody told us about those other things. So let's go back and get our reward. So that completes that certification. So when we come back, we will do... So we've done all these. Next one is going to be Aircrack. So next on the list of tutorials we need to go through is going to be Aircrack. So let's see what they have to say about this.
Okay, not too shabby. See, as long as you keep a level head, you can get through new challenges. So keep it up. But let's not rest on our laurels quite yet. Still more work to be done first. We'll continue with signal interception of Wi-Fi networks, and then move on to other type of intrusion using wireless devices. Ready when you are.
Okay, so I'm going to try to hack into other devices. I wonder what other kind of devices we're going to hack into. Let's see what Agent Dylan has to say.
It's time to go wireless. Enough with all these tangled cables. Let's connect to the Wi-Fi. The module you'll want to use for this is called Aircrack, located in your information gathering menu. The first thing we'll do is simply scan the area and download Wi-Fi hotspot log files. Start with the command aerodump, which gives you all the active Wi-Fi signatures accessible from the VPN location. The handshake command runs a sniffer on all network activity, cracks it, and downloads the latest activity.
Sounds pretty simple. We're going to do some Wi-Fi hacking. Something that can be very useful. Alright, so we need to connect to their Dialogist support.
Initiated.
So we're going to connect to their VPN.
Completed.
And then we need to open the information gathering menu. We're going to be doing Aircrack.
Information.
Very interesting name, Aircrack.
Initiated.
So downloading the log files from multiple Wi-Fi hotspots can help gain comprehensive intel on the net traffic in the area. Example, Aerodump will scan and collect all Wi-Fi hotspots near the compromised router. And then Handshake will compromise and download a hotspot's log files. So let's do Aerodump first, I'm assuming. Alright, so listing started. It's going to, so we found two different Wi-Fi's. Run the Handshake command on Dialog's internals MAC address. So hopefully I can copy that. Control C, we want Dialog's internal, so we're going to run Handshake. Do we need to give it any other parameters? No. Handshake. And then Control V. There we go. And it's cracking the passcode for the target. And now it's downloading some data. Session database updated, refreshing the graph. So this is when various devices connected to this Wi-Fi thing. We can see that somebody connected with this MAC address from an HTC device, Apple device connected on Wednesday at 3 o'clock, etc., etc. Somebody with a Motorola device connected to this Wi-Fi device on Saturday at 12. That's noon. You can see we have a 24-hour time format here. So run the dia command on Dialog's guest MAC address now. So we've done it on internal, so now we're going to do it on guest. So we just Control C that one, and then Control V. So now we're going to do guest. So it cracks the passcode and then it downloads the log files. You can see we have basically the same thing, it looks like. I can't tell if there was a big difference or not, but now we can tell when people were connected to when these devices connected to the Wi-Fi. Pretty cool, huh?
When you triangulate the data from multiple Wi-Fi networks, you get a data set that can help you identify a target's activity, when they come to the office, when they leave, etc. Using XKeyscore, scan ID and records for Dialog employee Wayne Spalder. Download all the Wi-Fi data in Aircrack and use Wayne's schedule to find a matching pattern. Every time Wayne's cell phone scanned a Wi-Fi network, it left its signature at the same time and date Wayne was in the vicinity. Even if your cell phone doesn't connect to a network, just having it open and scanning the area for valid Wi-Fi is enough to be tracked. We will use that to find Wayne's phone and access it. Scary, right? Makes you wish you still had a pager.
Okay, so we need to find this dude's retrieves information about him and then use that information to find out when he was connected to that Wi-Fi. So find the phone that matches the schedule using Aircrack. So let's continue our training. So we need to go to XKeyscore, which was, I can't remember which one it was.
XKeyscore.
This one. I'm going to remove everything, refresh. And so we're going to add Dialog and Wayne Spalder are only two options, and we're going to do IDs and records, which is the only ones we have available. So we'll go ahead and run that. Shouldn't take too long. And we can look at Wayne Spalder's schedule. So here's his weekly schedule. See that he comes in, he works from 10 o'clock to 6 o'clock every day. So from 10 o'clock to 6 o'clock, that's when he comes in every day. So we need to use we need to go back to the Aircrack and look and see if find a device that matches these at 10 o'clock and 6 o'clock every day. So let's see, here's 10 o'clock. So here's a device that logs in at 10 o'clock every day. It's the first time it connects to it. Except it did not, yeah, it did on, yeah, every day. Well, except for that day, maybe he came in late, but it's the same device. We have a Google device.
Network intrusion module.
Let's see. There we go. That was him. So we just had to click on one of those and we've accessed him. So we're accessing that device. And that was apparently the device we needed to get connected to. His phone number is 541-555-6659 if you want to give him a call. Obviously that won't work. So let's go back to certification and see what they have to tell us next.
You're in! Well done! Let's take a break and just review some of our past modules. Inspect his cell phone for any clues that could be used to gain access to this account. Wayne is at the office right now. Since we compromised his phone, you can use it to infiltrate the Dialog network. In the cell phone interface, you have a hotspot connection, so this works the same as a Turbine C2 card. Just click on it to activate it. I've hidden a test file somewhere for you to find. Good luck!
Okay, so while we're in his phone, we're going to click on settings and we're going to turn on the personal hotspot, which is going to give us access to the network. So then we're going to go back here and we're going to look at the notes, and there's our certification information. So we need to look, so we need temp 0451 dialog.net. Dialog, the interesting name. And then our user ID is WASP. And then the password is going to be !Netrusion. Cool password, dude. Netrusion. So that means we have to go into file browser now. I believe that was just, I can't remember where that was. Data forensic, there we go. File browser. Now our host is going to be temp 0451 .dialog.net, and then our username is going to be WASP, and our password is Netrusion. Pretty cool, huh? So we are connected. So here's WASP. Then we need to download a test file. Click here, download me. Certification complete.txt. So we're just going to download that and we should be done with this certification training. I believe that was the last module. Alright, so we got that certification. So next we will be going on to Newstreamlive. I wonder what that is. I can't wait to see what that's going to be about. Sounds like it's a news service of some sort.
You made it. Final step here, Agent. I doubt Dylan will say so, but I'd bet he's mighty proud of you right now. So let's show him what you're made of with a full simulation scenario. We used this before in the early test phases of the Stinger OS, and it stumped a lot of good agents. But I doubt you'll have the same difficulties. So prove me right, and earn your network intrusion certification. Oh, and when it's over, do yourself a favor and check on the bounties. Our partner agencies are always eager to work with qualified agents like you.
So that's one of the things you can do is bounties, which are kind of like procedurally generated missions, and then you can also do the big storyline missions, which we'll look at in a little bit. But now let's go and see what Agent Dylan has to say about our final test.
I'm gonna be your wingman in this real-life scenario, but outside some objectives I can point you towards, you'll be on your own. This'll test everything you've learned so far. External network attacks, intrusion, drone satellites, cell phone attacks, you name it, it's here. Ready? A group of hackers is targeting a journalist named Laura Walker, and we want to get to her before they do. Let's start by getting into Newstreamlive's network.
So I was right, Newstreamlive is some sort of news service. So we need to find an entry point in Newstreamlive's network using newstreamlive.ca, find a vulnerability. Means we're going to be looking for an exploit and then run a Fox Acid attack. I love that name, Fox Acid. So let's go. First thing we need to do is we need to gather some information. So do we need to just, so we've already got the, we already know, but let's look. So let's just do an sfuzzer on it just in case we need to. Sfuzzer newstreamlive.ca. And how much time do we want to give it? Let's just give it, let's give it 30 seconds. Because we want to make sure we get everything right. So what are we looking for? We're looking for a way to get into their network. So CDN, that usually means content delivery network. Lifestyle, I'm not going to worry about that, but you heard that noise. That means we've reached our goal. So I'm guessing it would either be lifestyle or extranet. I'm going to guess it's going to be extranet. I don't think we're going to have to hack into the lifestyle portion of the newstreamlive.ca. So extranet, can we copy that? Yes, we can. Control C. So now we need to find a vulnerability, which is host fingerprint. So we are going to do fingerprint, and we'll just Control V, and it was already on there. The example was what we needed to do. Pretty awesome, isn't it? I hope this is the right one. So we're going to analyze for vulnerabilities. It looks like there's lots of vulnerabilities on here, or at least lots of different technologies. But SharePoint 2007 is our vulnerable technology. Control C. So now we need to use exploit database
Information gathering module
to see exactly, and it looks like once again the example is what we need to look for. So we're going to look for the search exploits for SharePoint 2007 unrestricted file upload. So it's a custom SOAP. So it's so it's a custom SOAP request is TCP/IP. So that means we're going to go into Fox Acid now in order to crack into this
Fox
particular. So delivery is going to be, we said TCP/IP. Exploit is going to be a custom SOAP request. Rootkit is going to be after midnight always. I don't know what the HVM is for yet. Target URL is going to be extranet, and it already knows what exploit we want to use. It's nice of it to fill that in. Not sure if we even need to go into other things. All right, an interesting noise, isn't it? Bonk, bonk. All right, so let's go for it. The red hand of doom. Attack has been launched.
Fox Acid attack.
All right, so now we have access to Newstreamlive. So let's click on that. I wonder what the different colors mean. I wonder if the color just means we're not connected or what, or if it's new or what.
Connection completed.
There we go. We got our connection. So back to certification.
Nicely done. Now that we're in, let's gather data. See if there are any Newstreamlive internal servers that could give us some info on Laura Walker, her co-workers, and their current location.
So now it's all about Laura Walker. Scan Newstreamlive's network and dig out information about their employees. Find intel about the crew's car disappearance using X-Keyscore. Find intel about the target's location using X-Keyscore. Track the target's location using satellite view. And locate the target's car and scan wireless signatures. This is a lot of stuff happening, so we don't need these anymore because we're already in. So we need to scan their network, so that's WMI scanner.
Information gathering module.
And all we have to do is just do a net scan because we're already on their network. So we're just going to do a net scan. And we're looking for information about their employees. So it's not going to be in data. I think it's either going to be an employee register or payroll. Can we copy that? Yes, we can. So then now we need to do a dig. Where's my cursor? So now we need to do a dig on that. See what we can find.
X-Keyscore forensics.
New entities unlocked.
Initiated.
Congratulations, Agent. You just unlocked a list of employees from Newstreamlive. You can start cross-referencing these patterns and analyses in your X-Keyscore forensics tool to find relations and important intel about your target. Alright, so we got to figure out how these things are all connected. So continue. So we're in X-Keyscore. Everything's reset. Now we know that Laura Walker is one of the people that we're looking for. She works for Newstreamlive. So now we'll just have to see if we can find a connection between any of these things. IDs and records is the only thing we can click on again. So let's see. 2 seconds to run this. Laura Walker ID card. Just tells there's a picture of her. It's really the only thing we have on her. She's a reporter. Oops. I don't like it when it does that.
X-Keyscore.
And then Merida Brooks.
Initiated.
Alright, that's what Merida looks like. Alright, so apparently that wasn't, so we don't need Merida. So Laura Walker, how about Chris? Is that the Chris Hansen from the To Catch a Predator? Is that the same one? Chris Hansen's ID card. Definitely not the same one. Alright, so let's take Chris Hansen off. And then there's Merida Brooks. Or did we already look at Merida Brooks? Did we look at Merida or Andy Headaway? I can't remember which one we did. That's helpful. How about, I think we did Merida. Let's do Andy. Andy. Let's do Andy. We got Andy. Oh, we got camera crew ID. So what does Andy look like? Andy looks like an older man. All right, camera crew ID.
Wow, you're doing great. I'm looking at the evidence you just found. She shares the same company vehicle records as the cameraman, and it's been checked out a half hour ago. I think we got a serious lead here. Let me activate some of Ottawa City's data infrastructure in X-Keyscore so you can investigate further. Look at the service entities and see if one of them can help us out.
So we need to look at some information about Ottawa to see if we can find out where Laura's car is. The van is missing, so we need to try and figure out where it is. If you look, we got a whole bunch of more things that we can look at. Ottawa Airport Air Traffic Control. Ottawa ER. Can we just do all these together? Let's see what happens if we do all these. What if we do all this all together? I don't think this will come up with anything. How about traveling chatter? Can we do traveling chatter? We can't do them all at once, so let's get rid of that. Now we can do traveling chatter. Turn off IDs and records and just do traveling chatter. See if there's any sort of connections. No relations there. What else we got? Ottawa traffic CCTV. I don't know if this is going to work with just these combinations. No relations detected. We got Ottawa traffic error. We didn't do Ottawa ER registration. I guess we could do that one, but that takes us over the thing. So let's get rid of air traffic control and try emergency room registration. Maybe we need to do IDs and records too. Let's do it like that. Police scanner. See if there's anything going on in between these two. The traffic TV and the traffic TV. Traffic CCTV. Maybe we need to add some of this other stuff we had up here. What was the newest one we found? I thought we had... We got Miranda Brooks, Cranston, and Newstreamlive. Traveling chatter. Let's remove everything. So which one did we find? Oh, we found Newstreamlive, Laura Walker, and Andy Hadaway. Let's backtrack a little bit. We know that these people... Can we do that? Let's try that. Let's just try this combination just for fun. Okay, so there's the camera crew. So let's leave camera crew on there. Let's get rid of Andy Hadaway and see if we can put on... Let's do this one. Can't do that one. Can we? Let's get rid of that one. So we got the camera crew. Do we want all these on there? All right, let's try this one. Traffic TV, Newstreamlive. Partial relations detected. What else could we possibly want? We got Ottawa traffic CCTV. Traveling chatter is turned on. Let's think. Let's reset again. All right. I know this is taking a while. Andy Hadaway and Newstreamlive. All right. So let's do IDs and records and run this. Alright, so we got that camera crew ID. Alright, so we know, click to zoom. Got their license plate, comm channel, so it's NSL01. Alright, so, oops.
X key score forensics.
So Laura Walker, take her off. Ottawa traffic CCTV. Let's try that one. We got partial relationships there. Traveling chatter on. Let's try it now. Why is Andy had it? We forgot to take Andy. All right, we got a hit now. People see photo radar snapshot. All right, so we know that there are latitude and longitude license. That's the car, NSL01. So I think we need this latitude and longitude because we're going to go into the satellite now. 45.3210 latitude and longitude is negative 75.8333. And the license plate is NSL01. All right, let's zoom and see if there's anything interesting in there. Nope. Looks like they're driving something very similar to my car. All right, so now we got to go to satellite view. Where was satellite view? Is this satellite view?
Drone.
All right, satellite view. So we got to type in these coordinates now. 45.3210. Longitude negative 75.8333. Deploying satellite imagery. Here we go. Here's the city. Device and vehicle tracking enabled. All right, so now we just gotta find. We're gonna track the vehicle. We're looking for NSL001 or NSL01. That's a pretty easy one to remember. Let's see if it's anywhere on this map. Hope I didn't have to type it in capitals. All right, so there we are. So there's the car. It's moving around. Let's scan wireless signatures. Oops.
Smart billboards. That's gonna be fun. Gotta say, unsecured civilian technology is an invaluable asset. You don't follow, eh? Let me explain. You know the big billboards everywhere in a city? Well, these advertising people use technology to know how efficient they are. Each of them are configured with short-range scanners that looks for cell phone Wi-Fi signatures. You should know this already, but your cell phone is constantly looking for known Wi-Fi so it can automatically connect you. That's why you can walk in your home and don't have to manually activate your Wi-Fi. Well, these billboards are listening to the specific network activity from your cell phone. Since all cell phones carry a unique signature, they can know how many unique devices have passed in front of their billboard. Now, let me show you how powerful such technology can be. First, we will hook ourselves into the Triumph Media Smart Billboard data feed, so we can track this real-time information. You already know the steps. Scan their network, investigate potential vulnerabilities, and deploy after midnight so we can get access to their internal network. Their main domain is triummedia.com. I won't hold your hand this time. It's time to show me what you learned.
Alright, we got some dramatic boss music going on here. Let's go back to certification.
You see those billboards around?
Alright, well, he just told us all that. Alright, so we're gonna go to continue training. So I think we can close this out for a minute.
And imagery intelligence.
Back to globe. Alright, so we need to go into, we need to hack into Triumph Media.
Gathering module.
So let's go to triumpmedia.com. How long we want to give it? Let's say 30 seconds maybe. Is that what we need to do? See if we can find anything about Triumph Media. We got www. We're looking for their billboards. We need to hack into their billboard network is what we're trying to do. Doesn't look like we're finding webmail. That doesn't sound like billboards. It sounds like annoying. So that means, but we still got OSINT scan we can run, which searches the Google. Which searches the Google for anything. So let's do OSINT scan. Can't remember the parameters. OSINT scan triummedia.com. And then so -s is the server, and that's gonna be the google.com. Then how many entries we want to look at? Let's do 500 just to see what happens. Scanned. API.billboard. That sounds like a good one. So we control C that one. What do we do now? Oh, we got a fingerprint now to look for technologies. Host fingerprint.
Information gathering module.
So simple fingerprint, and then control V to give it that. To look for a vulnerability. There's a couple of technologies on there. That doesn't necessarily mean they're vulnerable. Technologies there. All right, so media server 301 on port 1935 is vulnerable. So now we need to look for exploits. See if it automatically, no it doesn't. So search exploit. This time it wasn't in the example. Sometimes what we need to do is just right there in the example. Media server, so UDP segmentation fault. So UDP segmentation fault is what we need to do. Remember, we're doing it on API.billboard, whatever. So now it's time to go to Fox Acid server.
Fox Acid
delivery is UDP. Exploit was segmentation fault. Rootkit is once again going to be after midnight. URL is going to be right there. API, and it automatically fills in the exploit for us. There's our bonk noise again. All right, let's go ahead and click on the red hand of doom.
Fox Acid attack launched.
And this should give us one of those cards to access their network. All right, so now we have access to their network.
The VPN and go back to our satellite feed.
So now let's go back to this. So let's connect.
Start the tracking again. Hopefully they haven't left the area.
Now we need to click on the tracking again. The satellite was right there. Same, I'm guessing it's the same longitude and latitude. 453210. Longitude was -75.8333. Let's see if we can find them again. Yeah, it looks like we're getting something at least. NSL01. I'm going to remember that license plate number for the rest of my life. Alright, so let's see if we can find it.
We now have each billboard data feed in real time. When she gets in proximity of one of the smart billboards, click it so we get a snapshot of the active Wi-Fi data.
Alright, so scan wireless signatures. And so when the car gets close to the billboard, we want to click on it. Now it has to be, I'm guessing this, alright, this is the billboard heading down the road.
Good job! What you see here is the downloaded data from the billboard. It shows all unique cell phone signatures detected at the exact moment she was in the area. That's a lot of data, and sadly it won't help us pinpoint her exact cell phone's unique identification. Let's hit the smart billboard a second time.
Okay, so these are all the cell phones that passed that billboard recently. So any one of these could be her. So let's check this billboard.
Do you see where we're going with this? What you have here is the unique signature found at both locations. As you can see, we drastically narrowed the list. These duplicates are her and some of the cars following her. Hit it another time.
So all these purple ones are one of these is her, but some of these are just cars that also happen to pass that same billboard. So we need to go past another billboard. It looks like they're going to go down this road, hopefully. Go to this billboard. And see.
Job's done, mate. Just connect to that cell phone and see what you can find.
Right, so we
finished the report for Wheeler. It was nice working with you.
Okay, so this is it. Apple.
Network intrusion module initiated.
Okay, so here's her cell phone. So what do we need to do? We need to find out what's going on. FYI. Mr. Viewfinder likes vegan sour gummies. 50% off at Jungle. Talk to IT laptop. Messages. Sure, vegan pizza? How can they fake cheese? Magic cows. Poor thing, he ate from the garbage bin. He's already in therapy. You should put him in a cage. Hope they're talking about a dog. Accounting. Check your emails. So emails are right here. Expenses. Hey Laura, I'm really doing you a favor here, but please stop using the company credit card for your personal use. I know you had yours stolen and dog tuxedos are very cute, but it's difficult for me to explain these types of expenses. Thank you for your understanding. So what are we looking for here now? We looked at all of her notes. There's her calls. Settings. I don't think we need to do anything here. What are we looking for? Find a vulnerability. Take a second snap. Activate the target's microphone. Okay, so we need to activate her microphone. So how do we activate the microphone? Settings. Device information. Oh, there it is. Click on activate microphone.
I just don't know why they make me want with tuxedos.
What is that? What the hell is going on?
Something's wrong with the car. Hold on, I'm pulling over. The engine just died.
Okay, apparently the car is pulled over and the engine just died. And apparently this woman likes to buy dog tuxedos for some reason. So was that it? That was it. You reached a new rank. A new avatar frame is now available in your agent profile. Alright, so that looks like it's all of the trainings we can do. Now it's time to go on to real gameplay, and you can see we can do story mode, open world, and bounties. Now there is some multiplayer stuff I don't know about yet. We'll do those at some point, but I think next time we'll go on and start working on some of these story mode things. Thank you for watching the walkthroughs of the tutorials. And this should give you a basic idea how the gameplay in Nite Team 4 works, and then we'll start doing walkthroughs on the actual story modes. Thanks for watching.